On my way to pick up Jeb. He's waiting in the parking lot. Jeb Blount.
That's a big old camera.
Now we got a mark, and you're looking right there in the camera. You done this before?
Done this a few times.
A few times. A few thousand times. I'm here with my good friend Jeb Blount. This is a very special edition of Everyday. Jeb is traveling from Cincinnati to Pennsylvania, and he stopped by Columbus to see me so we could have sort of a mini mastermind conversation, and we got all kinds of business done today talking about Outbound. But while he's here, I've got the world's foremost authority on prospecting and the author of Fanatical Prospecting, a book that's sold 100,000 plus copies already and is still going. I look at it every day on Amazon and I want to kill you from jealousy alone. He's written a tremendous book and he's got a rock solid hit. So I want to just ask Jeb a couple questions. I want him to share a couple ideas with you. Why did you write Fanatical Prospecting?
Mostly because I was pissed off. When I wrote it, the book is a kind of an in-your-face, I guess, take on prospecting. But I was mad because there was all of this misinformation that was being put out in the world by a bunch of pseudo experts who were telling salespeople, quit prospecting. You can sit around and wait for people to call you. And 30 years in sales, I know that that's not true. So I thought it was time for someone to tell the truth about prospecting, that you have to do it. If you don't do it, you're going to starve to death. And it's not fun. It sucks. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. But if you don't do it, you fail. So there your choices are. So if you're going to do it, then let me teach you how to do it. So let's just get over this myth that you can sit around and someone's going to connect with you on LinkedIn and you're going to be a millionaire. It's not going to work that way. You got to go out and do something.
Okay, so you have to take action. What do you think people really miss when it comes to prospecting? What did they get wrong?
Number one, I think, is time blocking, and that's one of our buddies, Mike Weinberg, talks about time blocking a good deal. Is that they don't understand that you have to block the time for prospecting. And yesterday I was with a group of military recruiters, and we were doing prospecting blocks. We made almost 4,000 dials in 30 minutes with a group of 200 recruiters.
Wow.
And all we did was block the time off, and we said we're going to take 15 minutes and we're going to make 15 dials each, and we're going to try to set one appointment. That was the whole focus. So you don't have to have a whole day scheduled. You don't have to disrupt everything in your life. You just have to block time specifically for prospecting activity. And that's not just phone. I mean, you've got to have time blocked for email and for social media and for knocking on doors if that's what you do. So you have to have the time available for that. And then focus and concentrate all of your attention into that one block, and you'll get a massive amount of prospecting done in a little time. Then you can go spend your time doing all the other things that you like to do in sales.
A long time ago, I decided to ride a bike across Death Valley, and I was training every day, and I had a coach, and I would have to turn in my stats from my power meter to him every day, so he would know how hard I worked out, how my heart rate looked, so he could tell if I was fatigued and change this. And I got really busy and I stopped doing the daily work. And I would send him a note saying, I'm just going to make it up on Saturday and I'm going to do 8 hours. And he called me and he said, listen, there's no way you can cram fitness. It just doesn't work that way. The hour every day is way different than 8 hours Absolutely. On Saturday. It's not the same thing. And I think that that's true about prospecting too. I don't think it's I'm going to try to cram and make up my quarter. I think it's this 90-minute block every day that you just do religiously. It's 8 to 9:30. You're done. You go about doing all the other things, moving your deals, check your email, do that stuff. But for that 90 minutes, it's a wall of fire. You don't let anything through, and you do the work
every day. I love what you said. You can't cram prospecting. You cannot cram prospecting, and you start moving statistical probability in your favor when you do a little bit every day, and that's why, by the way, when I run into companies hire us to come in and help them with prospecting, and they have prospecting day. A lot of companies do that. Like Monday is prospecting day. The very first thing that I'm doing is standing in front of their executives and saying, get rid of prospecting day. Because there's no way on Monday you can do as much prospecting as your team can do if you just schedule 30 minutes of prospecting every single day. Yeah. Because after the first hour, you're walking around trying to find anything other to do than pick up the telephone. So it's not prospecting day, it's prospecting every day. I love what you just said. You can't cram prospecting. That's profound.
And there's one other thing that I want to just mention here. selling is really two big sort of activities. One is opportunity creation, and that's nurturing relationships, prospecting, doing all the follow-up work that you have to. And then the other is opportunity capture. These are two very different endeavors, and people get mixed up. If you're in sales, the biggest part of the job and the most difficult part right now is the opportunity creation. We love talking about opportunity capture. We want to do deal reviews. We love to look at the pipeline. It's like looking at the scoreboard, hoping that the score changes.
It's true.
And the only way to change the score is to actually play the game, and the game is played at the front end.
It's true, and I think what we miss about the opportunity capture is that so much of the opportunity capture, in your book, The Lost Art of Closing, you talk about the commitments that you have to go through in order to get a deal closed. I mean, those commitments, a lot of those commitments are human. They're interactions that you and I are having through the process. We know that the emotional experience that the buyer has going, with you going through the process is the most consistent predictor of outcome of any other variable.
Yeah.
But that emotional experience is based on how the salesperson feels. If you're confident, if you feel good about what you're doing, then your prospect's going to be more confident in you. Well, if you've got an empty pipeline, if your pipeline's empty and you're desperate to close deals, if you're sitting there having pipeline reviews and you're calling on the same old stale deals over and over and over again, well, you're going to suck in the opportunity capture part of the sales process because you have an empty pipeline. They're two different things, but they're tied together at the emotional level, because when you've got a full pipe, every day you're prospecting, and you've got a full pipe of qualified prospects, something doesn't work out, you let it go. You're not going to chase a deal that's not going to close. You're not going to get too desperate. You're not going to become attached to an outcome. You're going to be calm, cool, relaxed, and professional all throughout the process, delivering a great emotional experience for your buyer, which means that at the end of the day, you're going to get the commitments that you need to close the deal.
And you don't stink of desperation when you show up. Terrible. This is my friend Jeb Blount. Find him at salesgravy.com. Pick up Fanatical Prospecting. Pick up Sales EQ and read the foreword again and again and again. It's an amazing foreword. It's 100%. And we'll see you next time. This is Every Day.